what are the claims against fluoride, and is there any validity?
So yeah, the claims against it there are vast. In Germany in World War II, they were using it in the water, I believe, at the concentration camps to sedate the population there and whatnot. Now, I don't know what dosage they were using that at. I was trying to find it, actually. I couldn't. I'm sure it's out there. Interestingly, we talked about the pineal gland and all that stuff. I do not think that's the case. It would be pretty cool to see some calcified pineal glands when we were in cadaver lab, though, if that was possible.
Yeah.
But it does have effect on the thyroid. We know that for sure. It likely does have some effects on the brain and high concentration. And interestingly, too, we know that it has effects on the teeth poorly at very high doses. We call it fluorosis. And
Right.
there, you may have known someone growing up too who had nearly black front teeth, or black lines or something like that. And actually, the white can be from that too.
Right.
But it's basically their mother or them as a child had extremely high fluoride for long periods of time, and then they get this odd, unesthetic look to those teeth. So, at high doses, we know that that's an issue. Now, I did look up the LD50 of fluoride is 7 to 10 grams in one serving. That's a lot. The U.S. water, where it is fluoridated, is regulated to be between 0.7 and 1.2 milligrams per liter of water. So if you're in a fluoridated area, say at most, and where it's done well, you're probably going to maybe get to 3 milligrams a day of fluoride if you're drinking only tap water.
So you said that the LD50, and then for those listening, LD50 is the lethal dose it takes to kill 50% of the population that's exposed to that drug. So the LD50 was 7 to 10 grams. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what we're getting in water on the high end would be around 3 milligrams.
3 milligrams. So we're
3 milligrams.
2,000 times away from getting to a lethal dose.
So around 2,000 plus gallons of water consumed to hit that dose where it would cause lethality, I guess. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't cause some other issues, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So dentistry, I'm not trained on this side of the field for sure, but we do know that thyroid is affected by fluoride, high fluoride particularly. And interestingly, I did check the dosage of fluoride used to treat hyperthyroidism is 2 to 5 milligrams a day. And so that is definitely within reach for a lot of people. And once I read that, I then kind of looked a little deeper into it. And there's a decent amount of studies showing that the fluoride in just tap water for those populations does seem to have an effect on TSH levels, T3 and T4. Meaningful or not, it's on the lower end, but it does more likely lead to, it could potentially lead to some hypothyroidism in some populations.
Yeah, so to treat hyperthyroid, to suppress an overactive thyroid, the doses given are somewhere between 2 and 5 grams, which the daily water, or 2 and 5 milligrams, correction, is given. And then the daily water amount that you would take would be around 3 milligrams. So it falls within that efficacious dose to suppress thyroid function.
It seems to, absolutely. Now, I don't know if fluoride is a commonly used treatment for hyperthyroid. I don't know anything about that really, but that was or is a treatment level, is 2 to 5 milligrams a day. So there are people who could definitely find that in their water.
So do you actually need to consume fluoride, or can you just get away with applying it to the teeth and then maybe getting a small amount into systemic circulation? And would you be fine with that if you only use fluoride toothpaste but didn't drink fluoridated water?
So we know during development, child development, and during pregnancy even, some fluoride is very beneficial for the formation of those teeth. Likely there's benefits in formation of the bone too, but it's so extreme we don't see those issues. So we do know that it's an aid in that way. And I would say those studies showing that we have a decrease in decayed and missing teeth with populations with fluoride in the water, more likely it's just that as children they had it in the water, and during development of those teeth and topically all the time, they were less likely to have decay get all the way through, more likely to have remineralization, etc. Now, for adults, there is no need and no use for systemic ingestion. That doesn't make sense. There's no need for constant intake of fluoride
Sure.
in consumption, basically. But
Uh,
topically, it's still very useful. We
okay.
absolutely know that on those patients who are cavity prone, and even the ones who aren't, the ones who are using fluoride on a daily basis via their toothpaste are getting less cavities than the rest.